Listen, the more you learn, the more you earn. Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Sabali Freeman. Today, I want to drop a video for you guys. In this video, I want to talk about how you don't have to be smart to go to college. You don't have to be smart to major in certain degrees, right? And this is going to be the most important video that I probably ever drop because I feel like this mindset of thinking that you have to be smart to major in certain things, you have to be smart to go to college. I feel like that is really deterring a lot of students from college. It's really keeping a lot of students from really reaching their maximum potential. I feel like, we are holding ourselves back with this mindset of thinking that, you have to be smart in order to do some certain things, right? So I want to kind of debunk um, the whole smart theory and kind of really tell you guys why you don't need to be smart to go to college. You just have to work hard. So first things first is you have to ask yourself, what does it mean to be smart, right? And I think a lot of us think that being smart means that you know everything. You don't have to learn anything. When you came out the womb, you knew everything as a baby. You didn't have to study anything. You didn't have to learn a skill. You just know everything, right? I think that that's what we think being smart is, the person that just knows everything, right? And that's furthest from the truth, right? Nobody just knows everything. Everything has to be learned, right? We don't come out the womb just knowing all the answers, knowing everything to life. Everything has to be learned, right? Everything that you know today had to be learned, had to be studied, right? We don't just know everything. So when you look up the definition of what does it mean to be smart on Google, it's going to tell you that being smart is to have a high capacity for learning and understanding, meaning that a person that is smart has the capacity to process information at a very fast rate, right? They can process information faster than a person who processes information slower. So what I mean by that is if you're studying a concept, a person that's smart, they might only have to study for an hour because they have a high capacity of learning, right? They could just process the information faster. Whereas you, who might not be as smart, right? You don't have that capacity to process information very fast. So it might take you to study something for 4 hours versus a smart person, they only got to study for an hour. Nevertheless, you can still learn the same information as the person that's smart. It just takes you longer, right? So one thing you have to realize is it's the same thing with a computer. You have computers that are extremely fast. You have some that are slower, right? So if you type 2 plus 2 in on Google on a fast computer, it's going to pull it up really fast. If you type 2 plus 2 in on a slow computer, it's going to pull it up slower. But nevertheless, the answer is going to be the same. So why am I talking about computers? Because you have to realize that your brain is a computer, right? So just like a computer processes information, your brain processes information. Just like a computer stores information, your brain stores information. So what you have to understand is that nobody, a person that's smarter than you or has a higher capacity to process information doesn't mean that they know more than you. It just means they don't have to study as hard, right? Just like if I take somebody with elite genetics and they don't have to work out six pack abs, they can eat whatever they want, and a person that does not have great genetics, right? It doesn't mean that the person that doesn't have great genetics can't get a six pack ab, can't build muscles or anything like that. It just means they have to work harder. It just means they actually have to go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week. It just means that they have to actually watch what they eat and they have to actually put things in their body that's going to help them achieve their goals. So we have to stop thinking that being smart means that you know everything. Nobody knows everything, right? Everything has to be learned. So when it's all said and done, you don't have to be smart to be a lawyer. You don't have to be smart to major in engineering. You don't have to be smart to be a doctor, right? And if more people thought like that, I feel like, a lot of people would just be in better places, right? I feel like we're holding ourselves back with this mindset of thinking that, you got to know everything in order to go to college when at the end of the day, you just got to work hard. You don't need to be smart. So what if you don't have the capability to process information fast? It just means that you have to work hard. So at the end of the day, the only thing you need, or I think you need, to attend college or to major in some of these harder degrees is you just need to believe in yourself. I think that, if you believe in yourself and you're hungry and you're dedicated for it and you say, you know what, I want to be an engineer and this is what I really want to do. I believe that I can do it, then I guarantee you you're going to do it. You might have to bust your ass, you might have to study for 10 hours a day, but nevertheless it can be done. So we got to stop with the mindset of thinking that you got to be so smart to go to college. All that means is a person can process information faster. And at the end of the day, hard work beats talent. So a person that naturally has a gift to process information, I guarantee you, if you study 10 hours a day, you're going to outwork that person because that person isn't going to work as hard as you. So when it's all said and done, stop having a mindset of thinking that you need to be smart. You don't need to be smart. You just need to believe in yourself, be dedicated, be hungry, put the hard work in, put the effort in, and that's what it's all about. Getting good grades is about effort. Hence the saying, you get an A for effort. If you try, if you put the effort in, I guarantee you, you're going to do phenomenal in school. That's all it takes is effort. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from it. I'll see you on the next clip.